Wait, what are you doing? Are you having a staring contest? Just blink.
Welcome back to another episode of Blerd Up Reacts, where we watch and react to the latest and greatest in movie, TV, and gaming. We are your hosts. I'm Killer Cam.
And I'm Monique.
Episode 2, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. All
Yeah.
right. So, again, following kind of like the format of WandaVision, I'm glad that it's week to week because it allows me to process what I just saw
Mhm. Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
expand on it. So on the premiere episode, we saw both Bucky and Sam just trying to like deal with real life now that there's not necessarily a fight to fight.
Mhm.
I don't know who has it worse, really. Well, no, I do. Sam's got it a little bit. I got it a little bit harder now because the end of that episode was some fuckery.
End of the episode. I thought the episode started to get a little. I don't even know the word, but I think it started like at the bank, like for real, for real.
And you know
Like
what? Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying like that's when it started to get like real. Like oh, so this is how it's gonna
Mm,
be on this show. Like it's real life, real life. Like now we dealing with mortgages. Now we dealing with payments to keep boats, keeping businesses afloat,
yeah.
and stuff like that. So credit.
Basically. And that's what I wanted to talk about because I guess people don't understand when Sarah, is that her name? His sister Sarah
Think so.
was saying that them people don't care about us. They didn't quite understand why we kind of echoed that sentiment. So
Hmm.
let me break it down like this. The reason we say financial institutions don't necessarily care about small time community people because they don't. Matter of fact, a lot of the stuff that's in play today just doesn't make sense from a financial perspective. For instance, all your life they tell you you got to go to school, get a degree so you can make more money. Adulthood determined that's a lie. 90% of us are working in fields that have absolutely nothing to do with our degrees, and we're paying student loans or we've shelled out a hefty amount of money towards that at the risk of being held hostage by having poor credit, which is number two. Credit is a trap because what sense does it make for you to have a credit card when you have cash? So you acquiesce, you get a credit card, then you have to use that motherfucker every month without just, or your score will get dinged. That doesn't necessarily work within your best interest as an individual, does it? I'm asking, does it to you?
Oh, I'm listening. I don't. I let my husband deal with all this stuff because it's just so stressful. So
Well,
go
it
for
will jack up your FICO, and you can't do anything without a good FICO. The other thing, which is kind of one of these things that I'm kind of like, maybe that's not as realistic in this show. Sam knew better. Well, apparently he didn't know better than to go to the community bank because, again, the guy that they were working with was more fascinated with him being Falcon, but was not even
it.
looking
Mhm.
for options that could help him save their family property.
Right. I don't know. That was kind of confusing to me because he was like, I have government contracts. And usually people with those government contracts, people are like, oh, yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
But in this situation, it was like, no, you haven't had any credit, like you haven't had any credit or anything for the last
Mm-hmm.
5 years because you've been gone in the blip in the last 5 years. Like some of that stuff just didn't make sense to me as to the reasoning why, but I understand what they were trying to convey in that scene in terms
Yeah.
of how you could be saving the world, saving the people in it every single day. But when it comes to getting a loan,
Mm-hmm.
unless you got something to basically show for it, just unless you got some collateral, unless you got something,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna get it. So you could
Yeah.
be the nicest person in the world, you could be the most famous person in the world, but it's always about what can I get from you.
Right. But again, on top of that, that guy didn't even try. He didn't
Yeah,
even
he did.
try. He
Yeah.
didn't even try. So, um
We also saw last episode Bucky's dealing with, taking his steps to apologize to the people that he's hurt in the past as Winter Soldier. But there's one particular person that he's having a hard time with, and it's, I guess, kind of like his best friend, an older gentleman. Unfortunately, though, he killed that older gentleman's son, so he's kind of having a hard time, adjusting to his new life and also making amends to the people that he might have hurt in the past. Something that I found, though, that we didn't catch last episode, because Bucky did open his book at one time to get where he had his list of names of who he's going to make amends to, and Zemo was on that list.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I think that might be how Zemo maybe fits into this show. But that's something I wanted to point out real quick since we didn't catch it in the first episode. So
interesting. Well, I tell you what, let's jump into it because we're at like 10 minutes for pre-talk, which again, it just speaks to the show and what's happening in the show. It's only the first episode and we already have so many different takeaways, but thank you to everyone who's been liking and subscribing. Of course, your likes, your views, your comments, your shares, it helps us grow. It is the best way to support us as a new channel. So again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for your continued support. And if you're new, just stumbling across us, if you are feeling the reaction, please make sure you hit us with a like. And if you want to stay up to date with the remaining of these reactions and any other shows we might be reacting to, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you too can stay up to date with all of our content.
Yep.
All right, episode 2, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Start off with John Walker.
Reliving the glory days. You nervous?
Never. Everybody expects me to be something, and I don't want to fail them.
They're gonna love you.
No, they won't. I'm sorry.
America, good morning.
Nope.
Good morning.
Nope.
John, Captain...
Nope.
Captain America.
And that's why you failed John McClass. 2 weeks ago, we're prepping the team for a special ops mission in Chile, and now this.
I just want to do the job.
This is the job, John.
So did they pick him? Did he volunteer or did they pick him?
That's what I want to know.
Time to go to work.
He looked frail, though.
Well, to our knowledge, he hasn't taken the super soldiers
Go to work.
serum, so. Hey, that's Sarah Haynes. They could have called him something else.
I know.
Good morning, America.
John Walker, first person in American history to receive 3 medals of honor, the government did a study of your body at MIT, and you tested off the charts in every measurable category.
Look, here's the thing. I don't have the flashiest gadgets, I don't have super strength. But what I do have is guts, and I'm gonna need every ounce of it. I got big shoes to fill.
The first time he fails, they are going to turn on him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even a if he fails, it's when he fails.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have given up the shield.
Right.
Good to see you too, Buck.
This is wrong.
All this outrage is gonna have to wait. You didn't know that was gonna happen? Of course I didn't know that was gonna happen. You think it didn't break my heart to see them march him out there and call him the new Captain America?
This isn't what Steve wanted.
We had no right to give up the shield, Sam. Hey, this is what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna come here in your overextended life and tell me about my rights. Besides, I have bigger things to deal with now. This online group called the Flag Smashers. So that's where I'm going. 'Cause I have a feeling they might be a part of the Big Three.
What big three?
Androids, aliens, and wizards.
That's not a thing.
That's definitely a thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Every time we fight one of the 3.
There are no wizards.
Doctor Strange
Is a sorcerer.
A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat. That's not the point. These guys aren't magic. They use brute force, just like you. The incredibly annoying guy in front of me with the staring problem. I'm coming with you. No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
He's coming.
Yeah.
It's an adventure.
Yay!
The staring contest.
So what's our plan? Great. So no plan. I have a plan. Really? What is it?
Bucky. No, that was a dumb idea.
Oh.
Oh. See? I
Oh,
mean,
I guess
he's super soldiered up, but it still hurts.
Right.
He said, "Get it out of my face, Sam, or I'll break it."
The Sam was just like, okay.
Yeah. We gotta protect Red Wing at all costs.
Look at you, little time in Wakanda, and you come out White Panther. It's actually White Wolf. Huh?
The person behind you can see you.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
Stealing medicine, vaccines. Hi.
Bucky, talk to me. What's going on?
Found the hostage.
Not a hostage.
Right.
Ooh.
Good of you to join the fight.
Like, yo, my leg is shaking because I'm like,
Yeah.
so, like, no, I don't want him there.
Seriously?
Fine.
Ooh. You helping me.
Looks like you guys could use some help.
Did he really just introduce himself as Captain America
Right.
to them?
I was like, do you really think you need to introduce yourself to them?
Ah, damn, shit.
That little girl kicked your ass.
Oh, that's so cute.
Get off of me.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
That was a bad idea.
Y'all, what
He is
happened?
not getting up from that.
We got 8 super soldiers on a bulk supply run. Why?
They say their mission is to get things back to the way it was during the blip. How'd you track them here?
We didn't track them, we tracked you.
So why exactly are you two here?
If you joined up with us, I mean, we
No.
could.
Man, I got mad respect for both of y'all, but you're kind of getting your asses kicked till we showed up.
Who are you?
Lamar Hoskins.
Look, I see a guy hanging out of a helicopter in tactical gear. I need a lot more than Lamar Hoskins.
I'm Battlestar.
Stop the car.
I'm not trying to be Steve. I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can be. It'd be a whole lot easier if I had Cap's wingmen on my side.
The fuck did you just call me?
Yep. Just call me a sidekick, asshole.
You wouldn't even have that shield if I hadn't gave it.
Right. Wouldn't be able to do none of this shit. I'm sorry.
I'm actually pissed off. Like, are you pissed off? I'm pissed off.
I am, but I also see where John Walker's coming from.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Black Falcon!
Just Falcon.
What?
No, no. My daddy told me it's Black Falcon.
Because I'm black and I'm the Falcon?
Well, I mean, yes.
So are you like Black Kid? I got him, right?
Whatever.
We're here to see Isaiah. Nobody named Isaiah live here.
Open the door.
Right.
Look at you.
Sam, this is Isaiah. He was a hero. One of the ones that Hydra feared the most, like Steve. We met in 51.
If I met you, mean I whooped your ass, then yeah. I took half that metal arm in that fight in Goyang.
Isaiah, the reason we're here is because there's more of you and me out there.
Mm.
And we need to know how.
I'm not gonna talk about it anymore.
Damn.
Oh.
You know what they did to me for being a hero? They put my ass in jail for 30 years, taking my blood. Even your people weren't done with me.
I see you.
Get out of my house!
He's super soldiered up too. But why is he older?
So you're telling me that there was a black super soldier decades ago that nobody knew about?
Right.
Sam. I knew it! I knew it!
What's up, man?
Don't do this.
No problem. We're fine.
Did I see your ID?
I
No.
don't have ID.
Man,
Why?
seriously?
What do you want? We're just standing here
Just
talking.
give him your ID.
No,
so
I'm
we
not
get
giving
Joe.
you shit. We're just talking.
Really, Bucky?
Is this guy bothering
No,
you?
he's not bothering me. Do you know who this is?
Oh, God.
Fuck out of here.
Mr. Barnes, there's a warrant out for your arrest. You missed your court-mandated therapy.
For missing a doctor. Well, I guess he's Winter Soldier, but
Yeah.
really?
That's a part of his pardon. But see how just that escalated?
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like a second cop car pull up. Like, where? For what? And why?
And it had to happen after that conversation too. So I'm like, if I'm Sam, I'm not even Sam, and I'm pissed off right now.
So,
Dr. Rayner?
it is my job to make sure that you're okay.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
See? Making progress already. We're going to do an exercise. It's something I use with couples when they are trying to figure out what kind of life they want to build together.
Oh, okay.
It's time for the soul gazing exercise.
I like this one.
God.
Thank you for
Oh,
She doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
Sam, face each other.
Let's do it. Let's stare.
All right, get close and closer.
Mm-mm.
why do you have to have your
right or
legs
left?
open? Fine, here. You
What
happy
the?
now? We're
What?
locked in.
Fine.
now.
Man,
It's a little
thighs.
close, very close. That's what you wanted, right?
Guys, you need to look at each other in the eyes. There, you see, that wasn't so hard. Wait, what are you doing? Are you having a staring contest? Just blink.
Why'd you give up that shield?
Why are you making such a big deal out of something that has nothing to do with you?
Steve believed in you. He gave you that shield for a reason. That is his legacy. He gave you that shield and you threw it away like it was nothing. So maybe he was wrong about you. And if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
Can you accept that I did what I thought was right? We have some real serious shit going on. So how about this? We go deal with that. And when we're done, we both can go on separate long vacations and never see each other again.
No.
That hurt his feelings, I think. Oh, really?
Gentlemen, look, if we divide ourselves, we don't stand a chance. You guys know that.
So what do you got?
Well, the leader's name's Carly Morgenthau. We think that she's taking the medicine she just stole to one of these camps.
Where's she now, Walker? Do you know?
No, we don't know, Bucky. But it's only a matter of time before we find out.
You guys have rules of engagement and all kind of authorizations you have to get. So it wouldn't make sense for us to work with you.
A word of advice, then. Stay the hell out of my way.
Get your own shield.
Like, I'm sorry, did I see you on the battlefield in Wakanda and was fighting Thanos? All these alien creatures?
So what are you thinking?
Isaiah said my people.
Don't take that to heart. That's not what he meant.
No, he meant Hydra.
I know where you're going with this, and no.
He knows all of Hydra's secrets.
Okay, then.
Zemo.
Yeah.
No, they still got him in jail or a holding facility or something. So yeah, a lot happening in that episode. I feel a little bit at the beginning of the episode, they made me feel a little bit better about John Walker because they start telling his story and they had him in the locker room, speaking to, I guess, his wife and also Battlestar about, how stressful this is, and like he doesn't want to be like Captain America. He just wants to be his best version of his Captain America, yada yada yada. Made me feel a little bit better about him for a little bit, but then some of the things he says and some of the things he does, that's what's so frustrating about me. And that's what reminds me, like, you didn't earn this shield. You were not an Avenger. You weren't out helping to save the world from Thanos. You weren't in Wakanda battling aliens and stuff like Sam, Bucky, and Rhodey and everybody were. Like, you weren't out there doing this kind of stuff. And they said in the episode that he was 2 years out of whatever training or whatever when Cap got back. So he was there. He just wasn't. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he just doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at because unlike you, it's like I kind of get the story, but I still can't help but to look at him and be like,
yeah,
like no. And that's why I'm kind of with Bucky in a sense, because I really wish Sam would not have done that. I really wish Sam, and I know that we're not the only ones. I know that Rhodey in the last episode, I feel like Rhodey was really trying to like give him like one last shot, like, because he knew what was going to happen. At the end of the day, when you think about what Cap is, he's a resource, he's a weapon. He's no longer here. They have to have another one. And they just basically gave the shield away, to somebody, like you said. I don't feel like he deserves it, and that's not what Steve wanted.
Right. And like perfect example at the very end there, the way he was acting from when they came outside the building, like making the sirens go off, hopping off the car, and coming in, the police say, hey guys, whatever, yeah, I feel like that we're just not used to seeing that. If it was the Chris Evans Captain America, he would be standing on a wall like somewhere, like looking stoically. Yeah. He would be like, we've got a mission to do, I'm not playing around. So just
I don't like it. Like it's just like
and I think
I
that's
don't like it.
That's the point. They're showing us that this isn't Steve Rogers Captain America. This is a different Captain America. He thinks a different way. He's going to do things a different way. And I think that's the point of what they're showing us. And they're showing us those little droplets of like, okay, he's not going to be as moral as that Steve Rogers Captain America was.
Yeah.
So
but it's still like when I see him with that shield, I'm just like, it does something to me internally, like no.
Yeah.
But the other part of this episode, so again, we're in this situation where we're touching on these themes that I'm glad they're touching on, because who knew there was a black super soldier?
Yeah.
And to see what happened to him versus everyone else totally pissed me off, because it's just like back in the day where our grandfather fought in a war, to come back to the United States and still not have all the rights that he was fighting for everyone else to have. I feel like Isaiah is kind of a representation of that. They used him, they gave him the serum, had him go over, clean up the mess with Bucky, then he got out, and then they treated him like a criminal. He aged.
Yeah.
Whereas Bucky didn't, or whereas Bucky wasn't, Bucky was still on the run or whatever, but he kind of wasn't held to the same standard, and he was way, way worse. Like even now, Bucky's getting a redemption story, and Isaiah's back in Baltimore. Like kind of.
So that's where I was a little bit confused on where he got the super soldier serum from. Was it somebody in the U.S.?
It would have had to be.
That would be the same as Captain America getting his super soldier for the U.S. And so that's what I was thinking, because he said he had to go over there to get to stop Bucky and halfway tore his arm off and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a perfect example, the way Steve was treated versus the way he was treated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My neighbor's dogs. My neighbor's dogs, if something's wrong with them, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, seeing, and it kind of felt like Sam was kind of maybe looking in a mirror, because I mean, years and years and years from now, again, he's a veteran. He came home from fighting in the military. He's also an Avenger, but he comes home to what? Nothing.
To shit.
Still being stopped in the streets by police officers asking for his ID. Still being treated. Get somebody, the government giving the shield to somebody else. He's still being treated like second class citizen. Like we don't want you.
Yeah. And it clicked to me also, even with the Flag Smashers or whatever, their whole motivation was that there's so much attention being paid to the people who came back. What about the people who were still here and endured? Yada, yada, yada. And that brought me to two things. That kind of brought me to, well, maybe I'm not so against what they're doing, because the people, because again, it's not fair to not give those same people the same assistance, but exactly, and that's what I was gonna get to. But like you just said, they're seeing what they want to see.
Yeah,
they're not looking at the whole piece of the page. They're assuming that the Sams and the Sarahs have gotten all these benefits to help them get their life back on track, and really they've gotten less than shit.
Yeah.
So which shout out to Marvel for
highlighting these things
you
in
know.
a very well constructed way too, because I know there's
Yeah.
other shows out there that have tried to highlight it who have not done a very, it's just very blatant.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Marvel for highlighting these things and
Mhm.
having these type of conversations on shows to actually make people think about, you know,
Yeah.
what's going on, not in the Marvel world, but in this world
This
as
world.
well. Yeah.
It definitely changes the narrative of the story, doesn't it?
You
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm here for it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm triggered though. I'm always gonna side with the OGs, the Buckies and the Sales, that because that's where I reside. That's my happy
Yeah.
place. That's where I live. But like seeing this happen, this episode, and then the added of Isaiah, and then I'm triggered right now. Like this whole episode, I was basically kind of like thumping my leg. And then we got to that part, and then it was like really going like a mile a minute, like because I was just getting anxious and irritated. And I think the added frustration of I'm not calling him the new Captain America. First thing he does when they walk outside is flip the police lights. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't even have the mindset to be sensitive to what just happened.
Yeah.
So
At least for Sam anyways. Oh man, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, because everybody, including you, you just said it, is like not my Captain America, not my Captain America. But I don't know, like in addition to the things that we were seeing on screen, if you watch this, guys, with subtitles on, I'm sorry, if you watch this with subtitles on, every time John Walker speaks, it says Captain America in front of it.
they gonna
So
have to
that's
stop doing
what
that
that's
shit.
another thing that annoyed me. That's
They-
another thing that annoyed me when I was watching this is every time he would speak off screen and they were telling you who was actually speaking, it said Captain America in front of it. And I'd be like,
Listen, like the writers did this with Black Lightning. Okay, we got it. That's the new gen. I'm not taking this one. I'm not taking it. I'm not accepting it. He's not.
Yeah.
I even feel that's disrespectful of the government to name him Captain America. Give him his own fucking name. You know,
Yeah.
give him his own shield and like, you know what I mean?
That's not even their shield. To
Right.
be honest. Like, for real, I really want Black Panther and Okoye to roll up and be like, look, like we don't agree who you gave it with, so it's property of Wakanda. So go
You
ahead.
know. You know.
But yeah.
I did dig what Bucky said, his reasoning as to why he was pissed at Sam for giving it away. He was like, Steve wanted you to have it because he thought you were worthy. And if you don't think you're worthy, that means he didn't think I was shit, you know?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So.
Yeah. And that's the next thing I wanted to talk about because we get the Sam and Bucky relationship a lot more than we got in the episode. They didn't even meet in the first episode or talk to each other, but we get a lot more of Sam and Bucky in this episode and their relationship as it is right now. And I'm really loving that relationship at this point. Again, it's like the old buddy cop movies from the 80s and 90s. So do you think though, because when they're going out on missions right now, you can see they're doing the best that they can, but they're not a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to start to see them get better, be more of a cohesive unit towards the end of the episodes.
Yeah.
But I'm just loving their relationship and how they're working everything out now that they don't have that common factor of Steve Rogers in the picture anymore, just their conversations together and how they're working things out with each other in their lives and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a different dynamic without Steve there, but it's love. I mean, it's love. Their thighs were touching, for Christ's sake.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. So clearly they care about each other. Clearly they do. They just have this love-hate relationship. Like I really, it's a respect thing too. I think they do respect each other, especially when they go into, a fight together. So yeah, I think it's awesome.
Let's give it up for that action scene though, man. They're still not
Yeah.
skimping on the action, man.
The only thing that I did not like about that scene is
I
that
know.
she broke a half Red Wing, and I'm just like, no. I love Red Wing. No.
And on top of that, they hacked him to get to
They sure did. They were like, we hacked Red Wing, and that's how no, you don't hack Red
right.
Wing. You don't. That's so disrespectful of you to do. Strike number 1.
Yeah. That's why I'm not feeling them. I'm not feeling them. I'm not
Yeah.
feeling them. You know what they remind? It's exactly what it is when you're on the job and you know your stuff, and then the new person comes in and think that they about to change the world, and you like, listen, there's rules to this shit, and there's a certain level of decorum that needs to come into play here,
Right.
as a newbie on this team, because
Right.
again, I did find them rolling up in the truck very like disrespectful, I guess I'll say.
Right. And I feel that's another thing, because as new members of the Avengers team, they went through like training, and they did this bonding thing, you know, like I feel they didn't go through that. Battlestar the new Captain America didn't go through that. And that's another reason where I'm like, you know what? I don't like you, because I feel like you said, they didn't pay their dues. They weren't in, you know, in the new Avengers training, doing all kinds of training. I'm done. I'm done with that.
Like, anyway, I think the only thing with it was the therapist Rayner did say she ran a couple of missions with that guy that I'm not going to talk about. You know, he's done some things, but again, he's not Captain America.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
He's
he damn
done
sure
something.
hasn't been
But have you
alive.
fought aliens?
Right. Now let's give it up to
Sorry, or
aliens, androids, wizards, the
Yeah,
big 3.
wizards.
They didn't lie.
Yeah. I want to see him lift the hammer. If he can lift the hammer, well, they don't have Milnor anymore. I can't say Milnor. I can't say
whatever.
yeah. It's Stormbreaker now, but
Yeah.
if they could somehow get that hammer from Thor in the past, I don't know, and he can lift it, he'll be my Captain America, but I doubt he'll be able to lift it.
Again, I wonder what everybody else is gonna think about this. Again, I'm wondering what's happening with all the other Avengers, while Wanda and Sam and Bucky going on with their little side stories. I wonder what's happening here.
I cannot wait to the next movie that we get, where all of them get together, because there's gonna be some roasting. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be some roasting.
Wanda, we need you to bring
right.
Scarlet Witch.
I cannot wait. There is one last thing I do want to talk about, because I'm so happy that we get another Black superhero in Battlestar, which is Lamar Hoskins' character, the character of Lamar Hoskins on the show. So I'll be completely honest, I don't know a lot about Battlestar. I recognize the name when he said his name was Lamar, whatever, but I don't know a lot about him. So that'll be some reading for me to do.
Yeah.
To read up and maybe get some comics for him. But again, even if he is a douche, I'm glad we get another Black superhero on the screen. So.
Black Falcon, Black Battlestar.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna start calling you. Black Killer Cam. Black Killer Cam.
That was cute. That was funny.
What we recorded today, Black Killer Cam.
Black Mo. Look, I don't know, Black Mo. Listen. This show, though, again, it's amazing. I am wondering where it's going. Baron Zemo pops up at the end, so I wonder, like, where do you come in here, buddy? Like, did you do something, or are you going to be a part of the crew now? Like, what's happening?
I think he's more than likely going to be a part of the crew. At first, I was thinking that he did something, because he did go in and kill those extra super soldiers at the end of Civil War. So he was in the facility where the super soldiers existed. So I thought he might have taken some serums. serums. He took some serums
Some
out of there
serums.
and hid them somewhere, and got out and gave them to other people. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what exactly.
You guys got some serums.
Yeah, right. So serums. Yeah. But I still feel like he had something to do with it. Maybe because I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But
you
glad
know
to
what?
see. Mm-hmm.
So this is me just like, again, theories. Like, what if everything isn't on the up and up? What if these flag smashers got this super soldier serums from somebody within the government
Could be.
who is on board with their way of thinking?
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because during that fight scene where John Walker was fighting the flag snatchers, everything that he did, I felt myself like, ooh, they gonna break his arm. Ooh, that's gonna break his leg. But it didn't. He got thrown off of
he's gotten it.
And he's fine.
Yeah.
So
he's gotten it. They've upgraded him.
Like, have they given him the super soldier serum and just not told anybody?
Yeah,
he said he didn't have it at the very beginning, but I'm just like suspect at this point. Like,
well, who wasn't there like an Agent Hydra? Like, who was the? I can't remember the name. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden, but there was basically a Captain America that was Hydra.
It was Captain America for a time.
But what I'm thinking is, I'm just thinking out loud here. Again, imagination is running. I'm trying to figure this out. Let's just say predictions. I'm going to put on the table. I think that these super soldiers are somehow government birthed.
I'm right on board with you there. I feel like the government does have something to do with it.
And I hope that shocks John Walker to his core and makes him like not be Captain America and go to U.S. agent. Maybe that's his name change. Maybe
I think
that's
he's
why.
already U.S. agent. He just doesn't know it yet.
I don't know.
No, I think he is. He's not Captain America. Like, from what I've seen in that episode, he's not Captain America. I know that for sure. So that's what I'm saying. I think he's already U.S. agent. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do hope we get to see Isaiah again.
I know. I love Carl Lumbly.
I don't want that to be the end of his story, and I do. Sorry, guys. I want him to get reparations. So
there was one state that just approved that this week. Or was it last week? I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I do want him to get his recognition, though. Yes,
Yeah.
if he went across the world and beat Bucky's butt, he needs something, because
that's
nobody
not easy.
Yeah, nobody was beating Bucky up. So
all right, guys, thank you for taking the time to chill with us during this reaction. This has been awesome as always. We go in with the comic books shows. What do you guys think of the series so far? Are you seeing the same things that we are seeing? What type of predictions do you have? Drop down in the comments. Please let us know. Until next time, we are your hosts. I'm Killer Cam.
And I'm Monique.
We'll see you on the next episode of Blerd Up Reacts.
Thanks, guys.